Okay, so another type of reward system is variable ratio. So variable ratio means that you give it to them when they do the behavior, but only sometimes. So you want to wean them off of the fixed ratio into the variable ratio. So they don't always require the treat in order to do the job. So if they get used to not always getting a response, they're less likely to have that behavior go extinct. So I'll show you what that looks like. Sit. Good girl. Okay. Sit. Sit. Okay. Sit. Sit. Okay. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Okay. Sit. Good girl. Okay. Sit. Okay. Okay, so you could see that when I took away having the reward every single time, that it actually got a little bit harder for her to do. Well, not harder, but she just didn't want to do it because she didn't get her reward every time. But you could see toward the end she was doing it even though she wasn't getting the reward. So even though maybe in the beginning it doesn't look like they're actually doing it, they will figure it out. And then you can tell them to sit, and they won't always require a treat, at the risk of them forgetting. So you can also do two other types of reinforcement. So I think they're less than effective. Well, science is less than effective. And that would be interval ratio. So every amount of time. So like every 2 seconds while she's, every 2 seconds while she's sitting. So 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so what that can actually condition is like attention. So if you want to make sure that the dog is like constantly paying attention to you, like she is, right? I've been doing some work with her. She knows that eventually she will get something. But the danger is, of course, that if the dog figures out the schedule, that they will not do it when they know they're not going to get a treat. So you can make it even more unexpected and do a interval variable, so that's like any random amount of time. So sit. Girl. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1. Okay. Alright, so, and that, you can see it was like a varying amount of time in which I gave it to her. But again, you're trying to wean them off of the fixed one, or wean them off of requiring it every single time and get them operantly conditioned to just listen anytime, right? So I'm not even giving her the treat, but she says, there's a possibility, I know I can get it. I associate you holding the can with treats, and so I'm going to do the behavior that I know will get me treats. Like this. Oh, and see, she already knew. She already knew. I didn't have to ask her. Okay,